everybody. Welcome to Sudha Live. Here we are, another Friday. I believe this is episode 12, and I'm super excited to be talking to you at the end of another week, an amazing week full of opportunities in AI. So, hope you're enjoying the week and getting ready for a fabulous weekend. So, let us look at what is happening in this week. So, one of the things I do is I share opportunities in AI space, and there is an AI. All tech is AI. All tech is human. I keep saying AI. All tech is AI. I think all tech is AI. Um, I'm sitting in a different place than my usual indoor setting, as you can see all the noise outside. So, All Tech is Human is a conference from All Tech is Human, and it is on September 15th. And that is something that I absolutely recommend that you check it out. And as you're seeing this, I will also share the links for this right below this when you see this on LinkedIn, because the way I set it up, it goes to LinkedIn and onto YouTube. This time I haven't set it up to go to Periscope, so I don't know where you're watching this. So add a comment, ask me. I'm happy to give you the link. Otherwise, All Tech is Human is a group from David Polgar and our own Rebecca Tweed, who we've been following, and I've been talking about it each week in some form or the other. AI ethicist Rebecca Tweed is actually part of All Tech is Human now. So check out David Ryan Polgar or Rebecca Tweed, and you will see them sharing about this amazing conference. And I believe they have a summit page right here on LinkedIn, and it's free. It's September 15th, and we can see an amazing lineup of speakers coming up. So I'm excited to participate and come cheer for people in there. Okay, so that is one. And for people who are in California, especially high school students, I saw that there is an opportunity for high school students to join the Board of Education, and there is a seat for students. So this is like people who get started early on and want to be part of influencing change and driving policy. And so this is an opportunity for students. I just saw a note from Gurudev, just telling me, Gurudev Karan, thank you so much. And he was just saying that there are amazing jobs that he has at outoftheblue.ai/jobs. So since thank you, Gurudev, since you're just sharing now, I've not had a chance to look at the jobs, but I have worked with Gurudev Karant, and I can tell you with confidence that he's an amazing person to work with and a brilliant person. So I'm seeing like a lot of technology jobs and principal product designer and a principal data scientist jobs here in Palo Alto. And then there's a bunch of engineering jobs in Pune in India. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. So you've also validated that you're watching me on LinkedIn right here. Thank you, Gurudev. So showed you about the conference, about the high schoolers' opportunity to participate in the education department in California. And then in Weekly Wednesday, we did a session with Kiwibot's head of business, David Rodriguez. And last week, when I was trying to tell you about that, I had some difficulty. So some of you did not get access to my recording. So the recording from last week's Sudha Live, I'm putting it up on my YouTube, so you can see that there. And one of my students who actually is a journalist at NBC, very seasoned journalist at NBC, happens to have taken my AI class at Stanford. It's called Artificial Intelligence Bootcamp for Product and Business Managers. So, being a journalist, he saw our Weekly Wednesday and he said, "This is amazing stuff. Can I blog this?" So he has begun blogging already at our Medium blog. It's called medium.com/business school of AI. And he's blogged about Kiwibot and how they're building a socially acceptable robot. And the recording from Weekly Wednesday from David Rodriguez is already embedded there. And so look out for Henry's post each week, as he's going to write about Weekly Wednesday, about the speaker series. And also, we'll embed the video recordings that comes there. So that's the plan. Okay. So what else have I got? So we also did a Kiwibot tour. So we went to San Jose, 10 of us. I took my students from various different worlds, from various different uh, Stanford classes, from my IoT class, from my autonomous vehicle class, from my AI class from many years back, and recent students from Business School of AI. And we all had a little happy gathering, masked and social distance. That's why the number was only 10. But we visited Kiwibot, and we got to see their technology, what about their business model shifts, because they came from building an app to offering API, made a switch from consumer to B2B, which is a big deal. But the fascinating thing is, any business would take off only when there is a product market fit. So we were very fascinating by that. I have some recording from that. I don't have the permission to share that recording without the Kiwibots team, so I don't have that ready to share with you yet. But I recently heard the news from Elon Musk about robots and general AI, and I don't want to go market for it. I can just tell you, general AI does not exist. Whoever promises it is not going to give it to you within a year. And during the discussion about that, I'm seeing about how people are talking about different robot products that have been around. And given my history, I've chased self-driving cars, I've gone and hugged robots, some of them have screamed at me, I've done selfie with some of them. But anything autonomous, robots, drones, or autonomous vehicles, delivery vehicles, I have followed them, I've done analysis, and I continue to do that. So from that place of experience, I can tell you, Pepper used to be this cute robot and had a lot of PR. And I heard recently that they've stopped production for Pepper. Pepper is an example of a robot which was very expensive, and they went the enterprise route to monetize it, and they could not find the right market product fit for the cost structure that they created. So you could go build a startup but be very lean and mean, or you could go scale and then go big. And if it's consumer play, then it's about millions of consumer adoption. Or if it is enterprise play, it's about finding the market fit, maybe start with one vertical and scaling to others, but it is an execution game of scaling. So lot of robot companies, actually this is something I heard from the Kiwibot team, is lot of robot companies are focusing on building better and better technology. They have level 3 autonomous driving with Kiwibot. So what they've decided to do is they have they have perception technology. Their bot is able to deliver and go accident free and all that stuff. But they've decided they would go focus on their customer and creating the right customer experience. So in fact, we spoke to one of their customers, which is a coffee shop, where they've done integration with their customers and how they've done it, what was the challenges, what technologies did they use, what was the customer experience choices that they've made. So it was fascinating stuff. So if I get permission to do that, if I'm able to claim some part of that recording, I'll be sure to share that with you. But the good part is, the Kiwibot team partners with every city they go to. So in San Jose, they've partnered with San Jose City in the transportation department, and they are using mobility data specification, MDS, which is mobility data specification. So if you remember me from my autonomous vehicle class from Stanford, or from my business of AV data that I taught with Alexander Varga of Volvo, you remember that we were talking about how for shared mobility we want to share data, and cities want to share the all the mobility vehicles like Uber, or all kinds of bikes and scooter companies. They want all of them to share data in one standard format, which was created by LA Department of Transportation, and that is called mobility data specification. And so all the companies, as part of getting a permit, are expected to give this data about the transactional data. Where are they picking up a customer, where are they dropping them off, how often are they doing this, just the usage data, anonymized without any privacy violation of any customer, but putting it across multiple companies. The city can develop many use cases. Why am I talking about that in the middle of Kiwibot and what happened with our Kiwibot visit and robots? Lot of robots are also sharing the roads, the sidewalks. So they are expected to give the same MDS data, and Kiwibot is doing that. So we're talking to Kiwibot to see whether we could use MDS data as the data and come up with a business problem that our students can solve for our upcoming class. So we have a no code AI class coming up in September at Business School of AI, we have 5 classes. One is a no-code AI class, which is to teach data science for product and business users. That is my flagship one that I've been talking about. So, you'll get a foundation of machine learning and deep learning and supervised learning or unsupervised learning or transfer learning, reinforced learning, various different algorithms. You'll get the nuts and bolts of data science, but simple English with no Python. And I will teach you multiple, actually 2 or 3 no-code AI platforms. But instead of saying the platform, this is going to solve a problem, I'm going to take a business problem, run with this, and help you go end to end to understand what does a machine learning life cycle look like. That is one. That's my big flagship product course coming up. So if that's interesting for you, go to businessschoolofai.com and you'll see a big button. Every button out there will send you to request the fall catalog. I'm not just opening up registration and just taking anybody, because I want motivated students who really are going to deliver on this, because I cannot take more than 20 students. That's kind of my typical class size. So if you're interested, request the fall catalog and I'll send you information and we can follow up and I can tell you if this course is right or wrong for you. The next set of courses, I'm calling them Live Lab. Earlier, they used to be called Capstone AI Lab, which is essentially an online version of applying no-code AI to solve a real business problem. But in that process, in one of the labs, it's called Live Lab Machine Learning. One of the labs is called Live Lab Computer Vision. And the third one is called Live Lab NLP. In each of them, you will learn the technology, you will understand how to build that AI. So it's computer vision, it's a end CV pipeline. If it's NLP, you're going to build a chatbot or you're going to build some kind of natural language processing interface that will go talk to some corporate system. And the same thing with machine learning. With machine learning, we are going to use the MDS mobility data specification, mobility data, and to solve a business problem. And those are the 3 live labs that we are going for. All of our classes run for 6 hours live, 1 hour per week, or sometimes they're 2 hours per week. And so you'll be done in the duration of about 4 weeks or 5 weeks. So that's what we go for. And then you would get office hours with us, you will get it with the instructors. And then the final one is the AI ethics course. We had done that with Diavin from Amazon last round. And with Ankita Joshi, we had from GM, we had a masterclass, and Susanna Raj and I thought that. So what we are doing this time is we are going to have the inclusive AI module with me and Susanna Raj, and where you learn data bias and bias mitigation. And then you're going to, and we go again hands-on when we'll take one public data set, make you comfortable with it so you can deliver with a real project. And then the exciting part is Renee Cummings as agreed to do a masterclass with us about responsible AI. So that's going to be the second module out of this AI ethics course. So you have the no-code AI class, 3 live labs, and AI ethics class. You can pick any of them. Typically, I would say if you've already done any of my Stanford courses, you can, and you've done especially any of the AI courses outside, you're comfortable with data science, then you can jump in and sign up for a live lab course. Otherwise, you might want to see how much of no-code AI do you know, or how much of data science you know, and then you can add the live lab course, which I'm offering it as a course bundle. Again, don't go for, I want to learn just machine learning or deep learning or computer vision. Figure out what business problem do you want to solve. So for example, if you're looking at mobility data, don't think Sudha loves autonomous vehicles and robots and she's going to give one of them. The city actually uses this data for so many use cases. So the mobility data specification is available from Open Mobility Foundation on GitHub, and you can see the specification. And if you're interested, I can share the link for you right here as a follow-up here. So and they've already listed a bunch of use cases. So you can find out total number of devices per operator in the right of way, or you can, it's called vehicle caps, or you can say ensure devices are distributed according to equity requirements, or you can calculate daily permit fees. You can see if there are injury investigation, infrastructure planning, resident complaints. Curb management has evolved into its own data set. Sidewalk management, ensure devices are not ending or riding on sidewalks, and use data to validate the resident reports. And there's a whole bunch of use cases, car reduction analysis, or you can say a road area impact, pollution mitigation, public transparency. There's a whole bunch of or basic trips per vehicle, right? Or parking area performance. So there's so many use cases that's possible. So in the live later lab and in the no code AI, we're going to use mobility data specification, use that data from a real mobility company. I gave you a clue what it is, but I'm not going to tell you what the company is, except for my students who are signing up there. But it's going to be real data to solve a business problem, and I'm going to guide you through that whole exercise. And so that's going to be the 3 courses. And the starting point to apply is to go to Business School of AI. And some of you must have heard Julian Carbonell come and talk about his book, Data Democracy, and how he's done research with smart cities. So he's actually going to come in and do a master class as part of the live lab for machine learning. And he's going to teach us hands-on how to go deeper and look at data. We're going to take the mobility data specification data and say, okay, how do I apply statistics model to it? How do I actually go and look at machine learning models and arrive and shortlist from 3 classification models and arrive at it? So it's going to be such a fun exercise. So you can sign up for any of these no code AI class, or a live lab, one of the live lab class, or a combination of no code and live lab class, or AI ethics class, or just simply talk to me. Is this the right one? I am not going to ask you to sign up if that's not right for you, because I cannot take too many students. And my classes start right after Labor Day in US. We're going to have an international mix of students, and you'll be put in teams of 5 or 6, because we want to simulate real world experience, right? So you're going to have a product manager, a business user, a data engineer, a data scientist, all of you having different roles coming together to sit through the exercise and get the hands-on follow-ups that you need, so that you're going to deliver and build the project. In the end, you're going to build the AI that solves a business problem. And then you'll have that to showcase on your LinkedIn or put it on your profile. But you develop the confidence, and you can go into industry, you can go into your work, and you can actually go move in and do some real stuff with AI to solve real business problems. So that's my aspiration of what I'm going for. So let me see whether I have anything else for you. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up. Uh, the last thing is coming weekly Wednesday is going to be NLP webinar with Sam Wigglesworth. Sam Wigglesworth is going to teach one of our the NLP course. The Live Lab NLP course is going to be taught by Sam Wigglesworth. The AI ethics course is masterclass is going to be for responsible AI is going to be taught by Renee Cummings, and the actual machine learning hands-on live lab with MDS data is going to be taught by Julian Carbonell. So I'm super excited, and we have our amazing Susanna Raj coming to teach inclusive AI. So I'm super excited to obviously see who my next batch of classes. I get very excited when I get a new batch of students. Or some of you, if you have already taken class from me anywhere else, come talk to me. I'll tell you, are you ready for these classes, or do you need to do more with our free weekly Wednesday series, and then get ready for this at the right time? So I'll tell you that. So sign up just to get the fall catalog at Business School of AI, and there's a big button which says get the fall catalog, and then I have a lot of details on all of this. And then some of you were looking for autonomous vehicle data classes, or the previous AV Masterclass day courses that we've done with David Kerrigan. I've put all of them as on demand, as recorded sessions, and it's available if you want to get it. So go take a look at it, but I'm not going to market for it. I'm not actually offering that officially for this fall semester. So the classes will run in September, and we'll have a big demo day towards the end of September, and you'll get to see amazing stuff that my students have done. And every time in weekly Wednesday, we have external speaker come in on a topic that is relevant to our class, so we can go deeper between the business and tech, so that you can connect the dots. And this time, once a week, typically in the last Wednesday, what I do is I end up doing a live session with my students, so that I would know what is it that you've learned, and what are your areas of difficulty, or you're working on something that maybe I can, help you connect the dots, that kind of thing. I kind of go into quiz mode on that, and I invite my past students to come and talk to us if they have something new to show. So this time, we said, what about if what is the power of data in data science? And everybody knows I love data, I talk about data. So this is not just about training data. So this is about, what if you as a product person or business person start with data, not just data, start with a business problem, how does it change your getting the training data, was my question. And so we had a fun discussion on that. So that piece is there. So when you look at the recording for this week from Weekly Wednesday, it's under our curriculum. If you attended already or you signed up for Weekly Wednesday, it'll be under curriculum. So you can look at that. So that was the first one third. And then we had two student demos. I'm very proud of two of my students who actually came in, and within 2 weeks of the Stanford AI bootcamp class, and it was not even a requirement, they ended up doing a labeling exercise to solve a business problem for insurance companies to automate repairs, to visually look at car repairs, and to automate claims that were less than $5,000. So that was the use case they arrived at, and they did a whole labeling and QC exercise for labeling with that. They're going to take it forward and build the model. That is like our live lab with computer vision class, but they did the labeling part, and so we got a demo from one of the students there. And the other one was a surprise. In fact, I was talking to Suresh Lokaya, and he started telling me about how when a product manager comes with a requirement and says, okay, I want say, let's say, an IoT and alarm system in a home setting. So the alarm systems, I have Nest Cam, say you have Ring or some other alarm, a doorbell. When it rings, and the FedEx person or UPS person or DHL person, the delivery person, or even my DoorDash delivery person drops off delivery package, they all use machine learning to identify that a person came in. So we get a notification to show up on our phone. So what Suresh was saying, a product manager might set a spec saying, as soon as a person comes and rings a bell, within 3 seconds, I want the AI to identify the person, that it was a person, and to send a notification. But then so many things could go wrong, because these are devices, and the devices have to wake up. The person has to be in the right line of vision, or it could be a Wi-Fi in your home could be choked up because you're on some, say, streaming subscription. So as a system engineering exercise to support AI, what does Suresh do? And he walked us through. That's a fantastic session. We just had that for 10 minutes because our whole focus was to look at the power of data, empowering data science. So we are going to bring the system engineering for AI as a future topic. But we did all these three in the last weekly. So if that's interesting, I would like you to come to Weekly Wednesday, and we will have some fun discussions about this. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. Check out Business School of AI, and come ask for the fall catalog, and we won't spam you or do anything else, because very big on GDPR. And talk to me, and if that's interesting, I hope to guide you on your AI learning journey. And then definitely follow Rebecca tweet, and find out about the conference that I was telling you about. And I will share the links for everything that I have mentioned today. I will be sure to share the link for that. And with that, I'm going to wrap up, and I will see you all next week. I will see you at Weekly Wednesday maybe. And if you're talking to me, I'm happy to follow up on your AI journey. So with that, stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.